Hi, Dr. Rita Kachmann again. Thanks for watching Kachmann Wellness posts we've had before. And this is another one, a subject I'm trying to educate you to make you healthier and also to be safe. I've been part of the debate a little bit here on CBD oil, marijuana, medical marijuana, to see what's the science about it. So I've done tremendous amount of reading to try to help you and inform myself. So this time I'm doing a public access TV show tomorrow on this, so that'll be on YouTube within a week or two. And just hold it up. You don't have to read all these books, but I just want you mainly to know where I'm coming from. So who do I trust? Okay. Can I go online and all of these things and trust the salesman, for example, here? So I'll review the books a little bit here. Here's a book by Mitch Earlywine, Understanding Marijuana. It goes through the history very well and discusses the different plants from CBD to sativa plant, the main marijuana plant, and indica, which came from India, which has a lot more THC in it. They used it there a lot for medicinal purposes. You know, years ago, they didn't have antibiotics. Surgery wasn't much of a thing. So they used a lot of topicals and things they could mix in a pharmacy. And this was definitely part of the industry. A very good book for you to have a look at. Let's go at them one at a time. I'm not going to try to overwhelm you, but the main thing I'm trying to do is let you know that I read all these actually a number of times because of TV, and I'm trying to get the information to the public because I'm fearful that in this state, you know, right now it's CBD oil, next year it'll be medical marijuana, and then it'll be marijuana. Well, marijuana can have tremendous effects on a child's brain, for example. Puts holes in it. That's well demonstrated in scans. The brain never grows back. So you take a smart kid, convert him to an average kid to a retarded kid. That's going to happen. So I'm trying to help prevent that. And here's another one. The state approved CBD oil now, okay, that's not supposed to have the THC that makes you high in it. But, you know, I think it probably does have a little bit because they now have for seizures Epidiolex that's from a marijuana plant, from a sativa plant, supposed to be pure, and it doesn't cause any high. It's funny though, when you take these oils you can get at a gas station now, and you rub them on with it, and you know, they start, oh, I feel good, I feel great. Well, what do you think? It's supposed to be the same CBD. Oh, no, it's not, because it has other, it does the entourage effect. It has other chemicals in it, and their interaction is giving you a high. It's reacting with what are the CB1, CB2 receptors, CB2 receptors that are in our body. Nature put them there. It helps tranquilize us a bit, and that's really what the CBD oil may be doing. But there's dangers to taking this oil, which I discussed in my previous post in detail, so I want you to have a look at that. Here's another book by Leonard Lanau and Juliana Burbound, CBD, A Patient's Guide to Medical Cannabis, so before, which may be coming, and you may be ordering stuff from Colorado, and you got to know what you're doing, because there's dangers to this. In some of these books are a bit promotional, so you got to have an open mind, you know, when you read them. But you need to participate in taking these drugs, because I'm convinced the way CBD oil is sold today in the state of Indiana could harm you and kill you. I know the science behind that, and if you follow my YouTube shows and my post, you'll see exactly the reason why. I just finished writing an article for the Indiana State Medical Association Journal. It comes out every 3 months. A summary will be there, but also will keep many copies and make them readily available to other people. Here's another one. I think it's very good by Gregory L. Smith, who is maybe the biggest prescriber of CBD oil in the country, a doctor who discusses the science, and I think is fairly honest, actually. And he mentions that testing today of these products where you say, well, it has this much CBD, this much THC, is unreliable. Maybe 25% reliable. He's honest about it. He's honest about it. So I like this book. Then he wrote another one by Gregory L. Smith, CBD, What You Need to Know. I think it's excellent. I think it's excellent. It has some good illustrations in there, maybe slightly promotional. He does mention, I think page 72, the P450 enzyme that gets knocked out about 50% from CBD oil. That's supposed to detoxify other drugs you take. So you can imagine being a blood thinner or diabetic medication or seizure medication, thyroid medication. They're going to upgrade or downgrade because you're on this oil. That's not mentioned when it's sold. Could that harm you or kill you? It sure as heck could. So I think it's worth bringing up, okay? And I'm not being just scary. Another one is marijuana. The unbiased truth about the world's most popular weed, Kevin Hill. I think also gives you history and potential effects. And I think it's worth reading. I'm just a sitting library here. No. And okay. Here is an excellent book by William J. Bennett, Going to Pot, written a number of years ago. It's aimed mainly at children. He was Surgeon General of the United States, I think under Reagan, I believe, and had another main position. This man is very scientific. Once you read this, you'll be talking to your kid every day. To stay away from that. I know at one of our local university here, 30% of the college students are smoking marijuana. Yeah, and the brain is not fully developed till age 25. They are harming their brain. Scientifically proven. Scientifically proven. Great book to read. And now this is pure science here. This is the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, Medicine Report, 1970. Can you imagine? I read this thing here. And the health effects of cannabis and cannabinoids. What do they help? And they review the studies, and they find it can be helpful for pain. Okay, puts you in the dream state. So I imagine it can be helpful for pain. But again, they forgot the side effects. It can be helpful for pain. I'm convinced of it. Enough people say, "Oh boy, it makes me feel a lot better." But the person I spoke to today at Species mentioned that they were on it, but they did not realize that this knocks out the P450 enzyme that detoxifies you from other drugs. How dangerous it was to the medications that she was already on. Could be harmful. Some people could be deadly. They'll say marijuana never killed anybody. Baloney. CBD never killed nobody. Baloney. Because of this effect of this enzyme. There's the P450. I'm certain that many people have been injured. Also, I found that if you use CBD, it can be converted to THC by heating it. Just go online. I looked at that site this morning. It had over 1 million hits. So you think people are not doing it? So they're getting the high of what they're claiming to be CBD doesn't cause a high. Baloney. Very good book. This reviews all the science. Remember I said it helps pain, nausea, vomiting of cancer, which the other drugs for, and it can make you a little less spastic if you have MS. I imagine it will relax you, reduce the spasticity, because it's relaxing you. You're taking anxiety away. So you have spasticity for MS, of course it will work. But the rest of the stuff, they found very little scientific proof. So medical marijuana, I noticed in Colorado, what is being sold for mainly is for people who claim they have pain. But anybody can say they get pain. Yeah, I hurt. So you get a medical marijuana card, you don't pay the tax, and you start taking this stuff. Will some become addicted or harmed? Of course they will. Of course they will. two other here. One is the Fort Wayne Medical Quarterly, has 2 articles in it, which I reviewed recently. One I didn't agree with at all because it's anecdotal reports, no science, just patients who said they felt better. That's not science. And the other one from the Manchester Pharmacy School, which was pretty good, but the one thing I didn't really like about it, I thought in a way that the beginning of the article, like they're endorsing it. I spoke to them personally. They were not. And scientifically, it's a pretty good article. And at the end, they say very little scientific proof that CBD does any good. So it was honest, okay? But I felt it did not emphasize enough. It mentioned the P450 enzyme, but did not emphasize it enough to realize that it could harm you, it could kill you if you're on maybe just a blood thinner or 4 or 5 medications, and you use this oil. It can up or downgrade the effect of that medicine. Could that harm you? You're darn right it could. And the people don't know that. That's why I'm doing this show, okay? And lastly, the Indiana State Department of Toxicology, Sheila Arnold, gave a PowerPoint. Just her PowerPoint. You could probably print it off online. Since I got it, I suspect you could get copies from me if you can find it no other place. Very wonderful woman. I spoke to her on the phone. And she was speaking to judges and lawyers about it. And she spoke about the heat conversion of CBD to THC. She spoke about the 450 enzyme in the interaction of the other drugs like methadone. Like, for example, if you're on a narcotic and you take this, you may increase the effect of the narcotic 3, 4, 5 times. Morphine 4 times. Methadone 3, 4 times. Yes. Could that harm you or kill you? You're darn right it could. And especially you're driving a car or you take it before you go to sleep at night, maybe you won't wake up. So you need to know the science of all this. And this is what I'm trying to get you to maybe read or watch my shows, maybe do both. Why am I spending so much time on this? I'm not getting paid for this, okay? Because I love you. I care about you. Attend my lectures, watch my YouTube TV shows, or see me for free for a half hour, an hour at the Three Rivers Pharmacy in Fort Wayne, where on Friday mornings I see people for nothing. And so I'm a doctor, you know. That means teacher. Goodbye. I think that was